Kathy from Stitch It Together. Last week I started working with my Cutie Breeze frame and QMX. And in order to get that done, I watched a lot of videos from other people that are using the system online on YouTube and Facebook and lots of different places. And I knew that there were some things that I was going to try once I learned how to use QMX. And last week I did do that. So this week I made some modifications to my frame, and I wanted to show you what I did. One of the first things I did was I went to Harbor Freight, and instead of using the clamps that go what I would call the belly bar on the Cutie Breeze frame, I am using these bar magnets. So they're $5 a piece, and I need 2 of them, so that was not a huge investment. The only thing that I added to these was these are really meant to attach to a wall, and then you stick your metal tools to them. So they are very strong magnets, but they already have holes drilled into them. So I went to Home Depot and I bought these knobs right here that are meant for drawer handles. And I got like 10 of those for maybe, I don't know, $12, something like that. They were very inexpensive. And just used the existing holes to put some handles on them. And because the belly bar right here is metal, they're perfect. And I found that 2 of those, I think these bars are about 18 inches wide, and they're perfect width. So they fit what I would call the belly bar perfectly. And I'm finding that is making it very easy for me to kind of adjust the fabric right through here. And I'm really liking that. That has helped a lot. The other thing that I saw other people had done, and I think this is a marvelous idea, and I am in fact going to try this also for my long arms, is I made these little side clamps for the Cutie Breeze frame. So what will happen is I have used these magnets that I bought on Amazon. They're about 2¼ inches long by about 3/8 high, and they're very thin, but they're also very strong. You can buy 80 of these for $53, and I thought that was probably a cheaper way to go than sew tights, so I wanted to give these a try. But I just made these out of scrap fabric. There's 2 ends of them, like it has 2 ends, and so they'll go with my backing in the middle like this. And if they were on the long arm, I could attach the bungee clamp to it. But on the Cutie Breeze frame, I made them long enough so that when I have a side, or when I get to the side that is no longer going over the frame and I need some side tension, I'll just use the clamp. You know, I made them long enough so I can just use this clamp, just put it on the backing and clamp it wherever it needs to be. And that seems to be working very well for me. I am going to be using a leader when I first attach my quilt, but I wanted to have it in such a way that I can take that leader off so I'm not adding any extra bulk when I start to move my quilt projects, my quilt tops. And I am going to be using a magnetic system. I have already started with it. That way it will come off very easily. I could pin it too. I'm just using an old leader from my long arm to do this, and I could pin it as well, and then those pins would come out, but the magnets will make it so it'll come off an awful lot faster. And the reason I'm doing that is that the clamps that you use for the bar that is closest to you, that goes inside the thread of your machine, you have either big clamps that hold your quilt so it's not laying on your machine, or small bungee clamps. And it just seemed like it was going to be easier to not try and fiddle with that, so that I could always use the clamps that were meant for the Cutie Breeze, because they do seem to work quite well. So those are the things that I'm doing. I'm finding that I'm really liking QMX, what you can do with QMX, because you can do both pantograph and you can do block quilting. And so I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm Kathy from Stitch It Together, and I hope that you find this helpful. Happy quilting!